Good evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb, live here with you at 11 Alive Plus, where we are tracking the next system that's going to be moving our way, and it is going to have some impacts on your Thanksgiving Day. Now, remember, we started off this morning where we had some rain around this morning. That was system number one that moved through. That pushed out pretty quickly. We saw clearing skies this afternoon, and things are looking good this evening, and will continue to look nice through the day tomorrow. We will see a few more clouds building in, though, before the next rain system moves our way. So there you see the first one that came through this morning that's exiting the state now. We're going to have a dry pattern tonight and for the daytime hours tomorrow. And then it's going to be on Thursday when we watch the next rain system that is going to be moving in. So here's what we're watching with the weather impact and the scenarios that we're watching over the next couple of days with this developing system that will be impacting us on Thanksgiving Day. It's going to be mainly showers, the potential for a few thunderstorms, mainly in the morning hours, tapering off once we get into the afternoon. The models have not been consistent at all on the timing. We're beginning to see a little more consistency on that timing, and I'll break that down for you coming up in just a second. But even with this system, we're watching for more than rain. We do have to watch for the potential for an isolated, stronger storm that could be possible. We don't think we're going to have widespread storms or widespread severe weather. It's just not out of the question that we could see an isolated, stronger storm that develops on Thanksgiving Day. And that looks like it would be earlier in the day for that to happen. But before we get to that, on Wednesday, things are actually looking pretty good. We're going to start off in the morning hours right at about 42 degrees. We go up to 49 at 9 o'clock. We eventually top off at 65 here in the afternoon. But notice during the day, it won't be complete sunshine all day, and it also won't be complete cloud cover. It is going to be that mixture of sunshine and clouds, and those clouds may thicken up a little bit more later in the day, and especially into the afternoon hours. Now, what we have to watch, I had mentioned the potential for a few thunderstorms around. I do think they would be isolated. The Storm Prediction Center has placed us in a level 1 of 5 risk that we could see an isolated stronger storm. And the threat with that would be mainly some strong winds and pockets of heavy rain. Now, this is November. A lot of times people think about severe weather happening in the springtime, in the months of March, April, and May. Those are the months where we have the highest chances for severe weather. But in the fall and late fall, especially in the month of November, we have a secondary severe weather season that occurs, and that's because these fronts come through our area, are able to sweep through, and a lot of times with that clash of cold air and warm and moist air ahead of that, we could see some storms developing that could give us some severe weather. So far, this November has been relatively quiet. We haven't seen any severe weather here. So it is possible, as this front moves through, if all of the ingredients come together, that we have to watch for the potential, again, for a couple of isolated storms. Now, the Storm Prediction Center will be issuing a new update overnight and early tomorrow morning, and Chesley will have that for you in the morning hours. And some of the discussions we've been reading have said that it may be elevated south of Atlanta and in central and south Georgia to a level 2 risk. Those are the areas we think would be a little more likely that could see some severe weather. So those will be the developments that we're watching for tomorrow. But as of right now, we're in that level 1 risk, and I really think it's a low end level 1 risk as well. So this is what we're going to be watching with the timing of the when, the impact, and the needs here on Thanksgiving Day. Now, we're thinking from 3 in the morning on Thanksgiving morning to about 3 in the afternoon. That is the time frame most likely when we could see some showers, and again, that potential for a couple of thunderstorms around. Not widespread severe weather, not widespread storms, but just some isolated storms that will be here with us here. So what you need to do really is just be flexible with your outdoor plans on Thanksgiving Day. I know a lot of folks might have a lot of family members over. It's nice to send people outside to eat, or just to visit, or to send kids outside to play. The chances are going to be a little lower for that this Thanksgiving because we're going to have some of that off and on rain around. Now, some of the models are showing this rain getting out of here early. Other models are showing it lingering into the afternoon hours. So that's why we're saying be flexible. because there may be some periods where, yes, you can go outside, but then if you're out there for a while, you may have to run back in when you see another shower that will be developing, because we think it will be off and on before it finally ends. Here's a look at our rain chances. Again, on Wednesday, it is going to be dry. Thursday is the day on Thanksgiving when we have that 60% chance for showers. And then after that, the rain chances go away Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that colder air is really going to be moving in here. So here's a look at the forecast track. When I show you here this forecast track, I want you to know we have a lot of models that we watch that give us these scenarios of when and where the rain is going to be moving in. And as I mentioned, these models have not been consistent. Normally, we see a lot of inconsistency in the models, maybe 5 to 7 days out. And usually as we get closer to the event, whether it's a rain or storm event, the models start getting a little more consistent and showing the timing and the intensity. But here we are less than 36 hours away from this potential system, and the models are still not in agreement. What we are noticing, though, is that the trends are giving us the better rain chances in the morning and storm chances in the morning on Thursday. But where we see the inconsistencies is when that rain or that storm risk will end. Some models are getting it out of here before noon. Others are getting it out before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Others aren't getting the rain out of here until the evening. So that's why this forecast is very tricky. We're telling you to be flexible with it, as well as come back with us tomorrow. And I really hope that we'll be able to fine tune that timing and intensity of any of this rain a little bit more. But as you can see on Wednesday, this is going to be our quiet day. Again, there'll be a few more clouds mixing in with the sunshine, but we're not expecting any rain to come in with this system. But now, as we go into Thursday, this is the time frame that we are watching here. This is, again, Wednesday night. A couple of spotty showers may develop to the north and west of us, but really the main part of this is what we're going to be watching on Thursday morning. Now, if you can see the timeline there at the top of the screen, I'll try to move my head out of the way. This is at 4 o'clock in the morning when we see some of these areas of rain moving through, mainly light to moderate, but you'll notice here some pockets of red and orange to the north and west of the city, North Georgia, also over on the west side. That is where, in the early morning hours of Thanksgiving, we could see some of those pockets of heavy rain, maybe containing some thunder and lightning. This takes us in to about 6:30 in the morning. Still some showers over North Georgia, here in the metro area, west, and mainly to the south and east of us. That potential for more of those pockets of heavier rain. This is one of the models that kicks everything out of here a little bit earlier. Now, I do think we may still have some lingering showers till around lunchtime. This model shows us at lunchtime, even with the sunshine breaking through. I think this is being a little too aggressive with the exit of the rain and the clearing out of the clouds. But I do think in the afternoon, again, maybe a couple more clouds move in. We may have a lingering pop-up shower here and there in the afternoon, but for the most part, things will be improving once we get into the afternoon hours on Thanksgiving Day. Also, notice here, the wind is going to shift. We may see our high temperature on Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day. We're expecting it to be around 65. That may occur actually earlier in the day on Thanksgiving Day. And then we'll see temperatures falling as that northwest wind sets up and we see that cooler air beginning to move into our area. Once we get into Friday, that is going to be a transition day from the milder air that we have the day before on Thanksgiving to the colder air that will literally be blowing in here. I think it's going to be pretty breezy on Friday. This is the map for Friday morning, showing again that northwesterly flow. We have a few clouds around. By Friday afternoon, those clouds that have been lingering move out and we will clear out. And with that clearing condition and some sunshine, it's still going to be pretty chilly here on your Friday afternoon, thanks to those northwesterly winds. And if you're going to the Georgia Tech game, remember this year it's on Friday. And this year it is a night game. And it is going to be really cold for that game in Athens. I'm expecting temperatures to fall through the 40s on Friday evening. And by the end of the game, we may even see some 30s around, and it'll feel even cooler than that with the wind that's moving through. One way that the models have become a little more consistent here is on the rainfall amounts. Yesterday, I didn't even show this to you yesterday because there was such a wide range in those rainfall amounts, but yesterday the American model was showing over an inch of rain in our area. Now that is trending down to about 2/10 of an inch, maybe a quarter of an inch or less. The American model is also the one that was showing the rain lingering all day here on Thursday. So this is a good sign that, number one, the rain totals have come down, but the American model, the GFS, is also starting to show that rain ending just a little bit earlier. So that's where we're beginning to see a little bit more consistency. The European model here shows about 2/10 of an inch of rain as well. So we don't see any big differences there in the models. Now, the European does show maybe some higher amounts, maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 an inch over North Georgia, whereas the American model doesn't. So again, tomorrow, hopefully we'll have a better handle on that coming in as well. Once that rain gets out of here on Thanksgiving Day, colder air starts to move in. Now, you know it was mild yesterday with temperatures in the 70s. Today's high was in the 60s, a little bit above average. Tomorrow, we're going to be a little bit above average again, still there in the mid-60s. But it's on Thursday, as that rain moves through, we're going to watch the colder air coming in back behind this. Excuse me here. And that's going to push the warmer and milder air away. So that's why we're thinking on Thanksgiving Day, we may have our high earlier in the day, and then late afternoon, that's when that colder air is going to start moving in. But you're really going to be feeling that colder air on Friday, and then that sets us up with clearing skies on Friday and a clear night Friday night into early on Saturday morning, where we could see our first freeze officially here in the city on Saturday morning. Right now, we're forecasting a low of 31 degrees. I know that's only 1 degree below freezing, but if it does get to freezing or a degree below freezing, that'll be the first official freeze here in Atlanta. And afternoon highs on Saturday, most likely only in the 40s here. So this is the map for Saturday afternoon, where we're going to see those temperatures that only get into the 40s after that chilly low of 31 in the morning. Sunday morning, we're thinking will be around 32 degrees for a low, again, right at about freezing, and then high temperatures then maybe around 50 in the afternoon. Now, oftentimes we see these cold snaps move in here, and it might last a day or so and then warm up. However, we're going to get a reinforcing shot of colder air for Monday. And on Monday morning, as well as on Tuesday morning, we're expecting our low temperatures to be in the 20s here. So again, that would even be the coldest air of the season so far, with those 20s on Monday morning as well as on Tuesday morning, with afternoon highs on those days. That'll be holding generally there in the 40s. So a really cold blast will be not only moving our way, but sticking with us for a few days. Here's a look at the low temperatures for tomorrow, 42. Thursday, milder in the morning at 55. That's because we're going to have the clouds. We're going to have the rain around. It won't be as cold. Then Friday morning, we wake up to 39. Saturday morning, 31. Then 32 on Sunday. And if that happens, the first freezes of the season so far. And look how the high temperatures correspond with those colder mornings as well. Wednesday and Thursday, a little bit milder in the mid-60s. But again, on that Thursday temperature, that high might actually occur earlier in the day and then fall later in the afternoon. Then Friday's high, only 51. Saturday's high, only 48. And then Saturday's high will only be around 50 degrees. So much colder air moving in, and that is going to be colder than what we normally would be at this time of year. So a lot to watch over the next few days. So let me kind of sum it up here in the 7-day outlook so you can see what we're going to be watching with all of these changes moving in. Wednesday, the good day. Partly cloudy skies, cool in the morning, comfortable in the afternoon, a little bit warmer than average. On Thursday, that's the day we're watching not only rain moving in, but the potential for some thunderstorms. That low risk that a couple of those could turn severe. And we're really thinking that the storm risk and the rain risk will be higher for the first part of the day, hopefully getting better by the afternoon. Highs near 65. That can be around lunchtime or so, and then falling temperatures later in the afternoon and especially into the evening. Then on Friday, we start off with temperatures in the upper 30s, a high of only 51 degrees on Friday, again with some breezy conditions here and cold air for that night game in Athens for Georgia and Georgia Tech. Saturday and Sunday morning, lows around freezing, the first official freeze of the season, and then highs near 48 Saturday, 50 on Sunday, and then there's that next cold blast coming in here Monday and Tuesday. Morning lows in the 20s with afternoon highs that'll only be in the 40s. That's going to be some pretty chilly air here. So we'll have more updates for you throughout the week on 11 Alive News on TV, as well as right here on 11 Alive Plus as we get you through Thanksgiving Day and the cold air after.